Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 15 of Lee County Unscripted. And this week we are here with Anthony Cherlin from Remax Trend in Cape Coral. Anthony, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We're excited to have you.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Just tell us, how many years have you been an active real estate agent?
5 years.
Okay. So not super new to the business, but still learning things here.
Yeah,
I mean, we learn every
figuring my
single
placement out.
Literally, we learn something new every single day. But how did you get into real estate and what drove you to that decision?
Yeah, like a lot of other realtors, COVID.
Oh, right. Oh, my God. Yeah, 5 years ago. Was
COVID.
Almost 6 years ago, guys.
Yeah, nothing was going on. My previous profession was professional baseball. I was blessed with that.
What team?
Oakland A's.
Oh.
And I played in the minors with them for 4 years. I got to travel to 4 different states, live in 4 or 5 different states. A great experience. I was 21 years old,
Living
playing
the
professional
dream.
baseball, like insane. Once COVID happened, my baseball career ended. I broke up with my girlfriend at the time, and there was social distancing everywhere. So it was just me, myself, and I with my thoughts for a very long time.
Was that dangerous?
I like to keep myself busy.
Yeah.
I mean, I was still like prepping for baseball just to see if there was ever an opportunity to present itself. So I was still training every day. I was still doing a lot of things that were keeping my mind busy. But in terms of my future, I didn't know if I want to go back to college or if I wanted to go a different route with my life. But a realtor, she's like a second mom to me growing up, Carrie Herbie, she was like, hey, get your real estate license in the meantime while you're trying to figure this thing out. I was like, yeah, you know what? Homes are cool.
Everyone needs one.
Like homes are cool. I've always like, who doesn't want to try to sell a $3 million, $2 million property, or that luxury is awesome. Like, why not try to get into that field? And then once I got into real estate, I got my real estate license that year. I shadowed for 2 or 3 months before everything really got crazy and everything started opening up again in Florida. I was just learning for 2-3 months, just trying to absorb as much information as possible while I was still training. And my parents had a business at the time, so I was still trying to help out with that a little bit. And everyone was a listing agent overnight. Like that had been in the business for a long time. I wasn't. As a new realtor, you're not a listing agent.
Nope.
You're a buyer's agent until you start building that rapport and those referrals up with people. So I got all the buyers that the realtors couldn't take because they didn't have enough time because they had so many listings going up and things were going overnight. They were going under contract. So I was just in the trench of it, just figuring out how to do it.
And you were eager and ready to learn and you did it the right way by saying that you shadowed somebody, because I'm so happy you said that, because so many people will just jump in, get their license and be like, okay, what do I do now?
I'm ready for my $5 million listing.
Yeah, I'm ready to go show property.
Yeah.
All right, well, go find yourself a buyer.
I watched $1 million listing on Netflix. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more than that. It's you have to. Wisdom is something that you learn from someone else by going through failure. Education
That is a really good quote.
Education is by teaching it yourself because you went through your own failure. So I try to get as much wisdom as possible. And that makes my life a lot easier because I'm learning from someone else's failures. And obviously you're going to learn from your own naturally. But if you could just take someone else's problems and learn from them before you even make the mistake, how much time and effort would that save us?
But think about that, what you just said. Like, that is why you have a value of a real estate agent. You may do very little work on a transaction, but you may do a lot on a different transaction, but it's your value that people are paying for. Like, all the stuff that you have learned over the years and all the money that you've spent learning and educating yourself, that is your value that people forget, that we have to educate ourselves in order to be who we are.
Yeah, and I think baseball too, with the team aspect, it translated to me really easily because I didn't know any other way of really working. Like, I didn't play this individual sport where it was just on myself. It was always about the team. It was always about the greater purpose. It was always about how can we work together to become better. And that translated really easily with me, where it never was a thought in my mind where I'm just going to do it myself and figure it out. And there's a place for it. But in real estate, you're just competing against so many people in the area.
Do you look at it like it's competition against other people, or do you look at it like they have their own niche, we have our own niche? Because I take the mindset of I wake up unemployed every day.
Yeah.
And now I need to go prove myself. Like, yes, you're a realtor. Kim and I are partners. Where I don't look at it like I'm competing against you. I look at it like we have our own path that we have to go down. That's how I look at it.
No, I agree. There's 10,000 registered realtors in Southwest Florida? 8,500,
in our
10,000.
area, yeah, just over 9,000. Yeah.
That's a lot of realtors.
People will say like, everybody's a realtor here in Lee County. Why should I get into that business? But they don't understand the flip side of it, that less than 20% are doing more than one deal a year.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It's insane.
Yeah, I don't find it as competition because, like you mentioned, like this is like you wake up every day and nothing's guaranteed whatsoever, and you have to have that healthy carrot over the top of your head where you're like always motivated to keep growing and keep on connecting with people in a healthy manner. And we all know the things that aren't healthy and healthy within our careers just because we could feed off our anxiety with it. Whatever is creating anxiety, we probably need to go towards it, not run away from it at the end of the day. And that's with leads. That's with networking, talking to people. That's with this podcast as well at the same time. Like you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations in order to grow. That's just
100%.
And the more uncomfortable it is, the better it is usually for you at the end of the day. That's what I think I've gotten used to is like I've got the success that I've wanted, and then you get there and you're like, well, what's next? Everything I've already wanted, I got. And then now you have to like, okay, well now I have to raise the bar.
Every year
I
have
to raise the bar. And it's not because I'm unsatisfied with my life. It's because why not? Like, why can't we just create value and continually create value and create connection over the years? There's no loss in that. There's no negativity out of that. If anything, it's more empowering and creates more confidence with yourself as well. The more you put yourself in those situations and overcome them.
The goal you set, and this is for everybody, any aspect of life, the goal you set realistically should not be attainable that year. And if you're getting close to it, you have to move the goal.
For sure.
You should not make that goal. You should strive to want to make it, but you shouldn't make it. And I know that sounds counterintuitive to a lot of people, but if you can actually hit it, you set your expectations too low.
How many agents do we know and have known in the past that you get to like September, October, they're like, I made my goal, or I made such and such a club, or whatever, and I'm just going to coast for the rest of the year. For the rest of the year. Well, come January, they're like, I have no business. They just think that January 1st, buyers are going to come in. Well, no, you took 3 months off. So now maybe you had a couple good months because you had backflow of leads that you had worked. But now those 3 months that you took off, January, February, March are going to be slow for you. So was it worth it? No. You can't just sit back. You always, every day, have to be pushing.
That's the thing. I always have to have that incentive like piece, like whether that's grow your team or looking to, I don't know, it's artificial, but buying a car that you've always dreamed for or whatever, or taking your family on the trip that you've always dreamed of or they've always dreamed of, and giving them that opportunity. I talked to a guy, he's a local developer of storage facilities in the area, kills it. He says $8 million a year. He's not successful. I mean, he's very motivated. He's nonstop. But he always found, what we were talking about is he found himself getting everything he wanted and then not becoming fulfilled. There's always like something more. There's always something greater. And there's a healthy balance of feeling it, like being in the present, understanding where you're at, and then also wanting more. If it's wanting materialistic things for yourself to show off in front of other people, then yeah, that's temporary fulfillment and it's not going to last very long. But if you're doing it to actually develop something greater purpose than yourself, it becomes a lot easier over time. That's what I've found. If it's especially the team aspect, like it is never about, oh, I did this today, even though you lost. Oh, I went 3 for 4 with a double and a triple. And yeah, that's great. It's great for your ego. It's great to build yourself up, but it's not great for the greater purpose of bringing the other teammate that's struggling mentally when it had 4 strikeouts. I've been the guy that struck out 5 times in a game. Like that is not fun whatsoever. And to mentally come out of that, if you go over 30, over 40, and you're just in your head, and you have the physical capability of doing it, you're just in your head.
Yeah.
You have to get out of your head somehow, some way. And I think it's all mental. It's all a mental capacity.
It translates to real estate for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Baseball is like, you could fail 70% of the time and be an all-star.
Still be a Hall of Famer.
That's ridiculous. And then real estate, let's say if you get leads or anything like that, if you fail 90% of the time and succeed 10%, you're an all-star.
You're definitely an all-star.
You're killing it. Like
1 out of 100. Like you're going to call 100 people. Like one person's going to buy eventually maybe those 100 people down the road will buy something, but that day, like you may not talk to anybody except for one person when you call.
And I think that's one of the hardest things for people that are brand new and never been in this industry, especially your generation, right? Like we're in a little bit younger, where they want the instant gratification. They've had nothing but success. Like, people don't tell me no. Yeah. Buckle up, because a lot of people are going to tell you no in your life. What do you do with it?
It's also the negotiating side too, right? Yeah. It's not just the buyer side. Like when people think of real estate, they just think of like buyer seller, but you have to work with other agents, and how you work with other agents makes people look at you and say, "Oh God, Anthony's bringing me an offer. I know this is going to be a pain in the ass." Just kidding. It's not.
No,
with
I
Anthony.
get it.
But you see those people's names and you're like, "All right, what do we got coming? This is going to be a train wreck," or somebody who constantly jumps down the other person's throat during a transaction. You're like, hey, we're working for the same thing. We're trying to do the best for our clients, and we're trying to get them the best deal as you are for yours. We all need to work together, and text messaging in the younger generation is great, except for there's times that we need to pick up the phone and say, where are we at? Where are your sellers? This is where my buyers are at. They don't need to be insulting, but here's the data that I'm finding, and just raising yourself, which you have definitely done that, raising yourself above everybody else by presenting your offers with, a meaningful backing behind them, and having the offer written correctly on the correct documents with the correct addendums is a huge thing.
Yeah.
In our area, we have varying paperwork that you can use in some areas and can't use in the other areas. I'm not going to say the names, but we are Florida Realtors. We use the Florida Realtor contracts. And then Naples has their own contracts called NABOR for the Naples Area Board of Realtors. Well, you cannot pair a NABOR with a Florida Realtors contract.
In fact, if you're not a NABOR member, you can't
touch
use
those
their forms.
Yeah, you can't use those forms. You may have access to them through other files, but you cannot use them. So we see so many times that agents who have not been educated bring us, those contracts, and then they're like, a NABOR addendum. I'm like, no, just no. They're like, oh, it's okay. No, it's not. Do it over.
Right.
And I'm a stickler for the contract stuff, because Mike and I have been screwed over before by like missing one simple initial date. And it was like, that will, like you said, you learn from your mistakes, right? And us as a brokerage, we want to take our mistakes and tell all of our agents so that they don't make those mistakes too. Like, hey, watch out for this. These people are running this kind of scheme, or, this happened to us. Don't do this. That led me to my question. Were you always with Remax Trend, or were you with another brokerage before that?
I was always with Remax. I haven't felt the need to go to another brokerage, I guess.
You're really well supported there.
They don't really bombard me with a lot of things that are tedious. I like to think I'm a very organized individual, and I'm self-motivating. I don't need someone to tell me, hey, every week, this time of the week, we're going to have a meeting. Yes, it's nice to have those features, but I do like the structure behind Remax in general. Remax sells itself. No one's ever came to me and said, oh, you're with Remax. It's always been a positive twist. And I'm actually in the process of getting my broker's license now. I just passed Larson, so that was awesome. Now I'm going to take the state test this week, and I'm sure that's a whole nother thing to worry about now, but I'm working towards that direction of like, what do I want in the next 5 to 10 years of my life? Kind of go back to like that short-term gratification. A lot of people, old and young, like just want to get that temporary satisfaction of like feeling, oh, this is what I earned. I finally get it. And they get a little bit of it and they get a little taste of it, but they think that's reality, when in retrospective, long-term gratification is the most motivating thing we could do for ourselves. And then when you have that 1 year goal, 2 year goal, 3 year goal, and you're hitting them, like you said, we're not shooting high enough. Our goal should be scarier. And that's what I've learned, where I was getting the short-term gratification of like texting leads when I first started and stuff. I wasn't working on maintaining relationships. I didn't have a CRM. It was mentioned to me, hey, you should have one, but it really wasn't like I should have one. Yeah. Okay. And then I sell 2 or 3 houses in 2 or 3 months, and then I have nothing lined up for the rest, going on. We have that little dry spell of 2 or 3 months. And I was like, well, how do I get away from this? I show clients now that aren't even looking to buy this year, and they want to look in the oh yeah, we're looking to retire in the next 2 or 3 years. We're coming down for vacation. Cool. Sounds good.
You're just establishing the relationship.
Yeah, we don't want to waste your time. You're not wasting my time. Like, I'm giving you education. The more you teach someone something, the more they'll utilize you, because you're offering value to them at the end of the day.
The more value you bring, the more they're going to come back.
Okay, you're not going to buy in the next 30 days.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like I still want to educate you in the right direction because this may not be something that you even want.
Yeah.
Correct.
You may go to
Let's
the
not-
other coast.
Yeah.
You may go to Arizona.
Let's
Like,
not
you-
waste your time. And that's helped my referral business more than anything else as well in this past few years, definitely in this past year, where I've referred out people that don't align with what this lifestyle offers, Southwest Florida, and they go to Miami, they go to Tampa, they go out to another state, and I've created connections with other realtors in those separate areas where they go, hey, I have a trusted provider in that area. Is it okay if I connect you guys? 99% of the time they go, oh, I'd appreciate that. Like you've helped us nothing but helped us this whole time in Southwest Florida. Can you help us with that? And that's flourished my business itself. And it's gratifying because now people go from looking at you as a predatory salesperson to you, oh, this person cares for my best interest. Then you release their walls and they will tell you everything you ever wanted to know just by dropping their barriers down and not coming off as condescending or someone that is just looking to use them temporarily. It's a long-term relationship.
Yes.
It is.
It is not a short game.
No, it's not a one-time
It should never
sale.
be transactional.
Yeah, and now it's my fifth year. Like I've had probably anywhere from 10 to 15 past clients that have reached out to me specifically to list their home, help out their relative or their friend or whatever that's coming in the area because I've consistently created that rapport, followed up, checked on people, made sure they were taken care of.
The majority of our sales is sphere of influence, past referrals from other people. I think it's 79%.
Yeah.
That's huge.
For somebody that's getting into or exploring the idea of getting into real estate, what are 3 things that you wish you had done earlier? 3 things that were successful and 3 things that were terrible.
That's a
I
lot.
hit you with 9 things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. 3 things that I wish I just did from the jump. Make the phone call.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the simplest one. Just making the phone call that will change the connection. And it depends on the client, obviously. Younger clients do like texting more. Older clients do like emails and phone calls a lot more. And I set that standard. And now it's part of my questionnaire whenever I'm asking people questions is, what do you prefer? Text message, email, phone call? What do you prefer? So I know, like, okay, this person prefers a text because they're a busy individual and they're highly successful and they're running their own business, whatever it may be. A quick text and then a quick phone call is best for them. Where there's other people that want to have a 30-minute conversation over the phone or they want to, they want to designate time for a meeting to line up everything and they love a data sheet or an Excel spreadsheet. I know how that person functions. Understanding personalities. Personality tests when we were in the leadership academy. When I opened my mind, so I'm like, wow, I'm not the only person that like I think the way I think, but understanding other people's personalities helped me connect with other people because I know, okay, this person's dominant individual in the relationship of whatever's going on, the dynamic of buying a property. This person is going to be the nay or the yes or no. Figuring that out sooner rather than later. And usually when they jump in your truck or your car, you figure out who's the nay, yes or the no on every situation.
Who sits in the front seat?
Yeah,
That's
so
who gets it.
Personality type, huge. And the last one would definitely be my CRM. If I incorporated that earlier, I purchased leads from the start because I had some money behind me because of baseball, thank God. I purchased some leads and a lot of those leads, I would call it up, I'll say Realtor.com. And at the end of the year, they'll tell you what people bought a home and what people didn't buy a home. And I think I called them one year. I said, hey, yeah, this really isn't working out. And they go, well, can we look at what people bought a home and what didn't? And they showed me 20 or 30 leads that ended up purchasing a property in the area.
Kills you, doesn't it?
And I'm like, ooh.
Wow.
I would like at least 2 more of those. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, like why? Why am I going through that? And it was like followed up once or twice.
Yeah.
But then I didn't maintain the relationship because I got busy with an open house. I got busy with a client because of a new listing. I got busy because this person's flying in this time and date. Like I just got naturally busy. So I never rescheduled and put that meeting, that rescheduling meeting in my calendar that said, hey, I'll reach out to this person. So I think that is something that will optimize someone's business as well, is having a calendar, having a set calendar. That changed my business as well, where there's so many things to remember.
Oh, it's too many.
And if you're a successful individual in anything, you need a calendar. Like you need to have a set date of, oh, I need to study this time, this date. I need to call these people this time, this date. I need to eat. It's monotonous to some degree, but you need to have a calendar if you want to be successful in any profession whatsoever.
You basically just described time blocking.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? there's different varying levels of time blocking. There's people that block every single hour and they have it spelled out, but there's other, but yes, I agree with you. Like, we share a calendar. We know where the other one should be. And there's been many times where she's like, hey, you're supposed to be here in 30 minutes. And I'm like,
where are you?
No.
Like, or, you know, what's going on?
Yeah.
And just have each other's backs.
Yeah.
That is the beautiful thing about having a partnership is because for how many years? For 11 years, I was on my own individually and did it all myself. Vacations were miserable because I was always working. My husband said, he's like, are we ever going to get like a real vacation? I was like, maybe our honeymoon. I was like, but no, because as a realtor, you're just built differently. Like you have to be built differently. You can't just say, I'm not answering your phone call. Like we have clients texting us during this. And like, I have seen him or me just be like, let's answer them really quickly. Cause I feel guilty not answering because I want that same kind of communication myself.
Yeah. That's a service we provide too. Like, I mean, you are a assistant to a degree for your client.
Yeah.
Like you're helping someone. They asking for information. You're providing that information. And it's funny because my mentor, James Summers, has also mentioned that one of our mortgage lenders that we refer business to, whenever he goes on business, he tells his family, or his family already knows, his wife already knows, to tell the kids like, hey, we get to go on this vacation because daddy gets to work wherever he wants.
Right.
Like, that's a reality some people have to live into as well. If you're in sales, like, yeah, I get to work from another state because
this is what I do.
This is what I get to do. Like,
Right.
like this is paying for the opportunity that we get to have to create those experiences. Is there a healthy balance? Probably, but there's also no such thing as balance at the same time.
No.
Like, if you want to be successful, balance is not real.
And you have to have a spouse that's understanding of it all too. Like luckily
That
we
can
both
be-
have spouses that are understanding of it and know that like, you know, when we go away, it's not really going away. Like we still are working,
There
but
will be work done.
and your
iPad will be
children have
out.
to, like you said, your children have to understand that. I have a really young daughter that does not understand that. When I'm working from home and she sees me, like I do a lot of work from my phone, she starts acting out, you know, but it's like a fine line of like, I still have to do this because this is my job. Even though I'm not physically away, this is still my job.
Yeah.
And it's training your husband and training your kids that this is what you're going to have to do.
Yeah, I've heard like several different ways of doing it, and the highly successful people, they know when to time block that too as well. Their time with their children, and be like, hey, daddy, can we go do this? And they go, you know what? Yes. And I'm not going to engage with this whatsoever, but I'm going to give them this 30 minutes.
Yes, you have
They need
to.
stimulation.
Because they're going to remember this.
Yeah,
Oh,
like they
100%.
will remember that. And it was funny because, I don't know, it was Patrick Bet-David, great entrepreneur. He has his own podcast as well. And he was talking about, he also has a great book, Your Next 5 Moves, but we'll go, that's a sidebar note. But he talks about how like the most successful thing you could do is your children wanting to be around you when they're older. Like when someone says, hey, can you come over to the game? Your children wanting to hang out with you to go watch the game is one of the most gratifying things you could have as a parent, because at some point it does slow down. You do slow down at age because you've already been established. You have that backing of finances, whatever it may be. And now your kids are going through that part of their life, but for them to designate time for yourself, like that does come back.
Yeah.
It does come
sure
back over
does.
time. And it's figuring out like what works best for that dynamic as well. You know, having an understanding partner. That's huge. I haven't been blessed with parents or kids and a partner at this point in my life. But the further I go, I realize what's important to me and what's not important to me, and what's worth.
It's worth waiting for a good partner. I can't even remember how old I was. I think I was 35 when I married Tyson. So
Yeah.
I waited a long time to get married because I was you in my earlier years.
True.
And I just worked and had a blast and did
Yeah.
the best years ever.
Yeah.
But then when it was time to settle down, I was like, oh, you get me and you understand the concept of what I do, and you're not jealous and you're not seeking my attention 24/7. You're self-sufficient. Perfect. Like, this is great. Because there's been a lot of times where I'm like, I can't choose between work and you. Like, I still have to make money.
So what are 3 bad things or 3 things that were terrible that you would recommend people never do?
Have this business build your ego. Like, we saw so many people in this industry that just make it about themselves.
Yeah.
And it's worried about their ego, and they're more worried about the gratification of doing something nice for people than actually just doing something nice for people. And I think social media has created this, like, you have to create an ego for yourself in order to market yourself. And that's where I think like the marketing aspect of it's gone with me, is like realizing, because I'm doing my own videos now and being as authentic as I possibly can, understanding that you're not talking to people, you have to talk with people. And the second you're talking towards people, like you're a higher power than someone else, like that you've never had any challenges in your life, you never had any problems, and you create this fake facade of your life to people. People become naturally envious of that, marks them in your mind or their mind that you're building this ego around what it is. And the most successful people I've seen have been able to say, hey, I failed at this, and this is what I had to do to overcome that. That attracts the people way more. So not building up your ego in the process of this because you're $1 million listing agent or whatever it may be.
Embrace the failure.
Embrace it. Another big one that you need to get over is when you do join real estate, there's going to be team splits. like get over it, because you're selling 2, 3, 4 homes that you never would have the opportunity for in the shortcoming in any way. Like that long-term gratification, like the opportunity is not something that is just given to you. Right. You have to consistently show up, and you have to consistently prove to people that you are willing to learn and willing to grow with that team. And sooner or later, you can create enough awareness for yourself. You're like, okay, I know what it takes to build for myself. I know what and now you could get off that. Take out the ego of saying like, I want a full cut from everything. And there's different dynamics for everyone, but most people that go to these 100%. Brokerages, 100% brokerages, most of them go somewhere else, and then they end up doing it for cuts anyway, because they realize they've held the license for 2 years and they haven't done anything. Why am I not succeeding? Because you're not submerging yourself in where you need to be overall. And the third one, it's hard.
Don't go out and buy a brand new car to look fancy. That would be mine.
That kind of like revolves around the ego thing.
That's true.
It's like you buy the house, you buy the car, you have the dog, you have the kids, you have the family. And I was talking with another buddy of mine the other day, and he got all those things, and he found himself like, oh, I have it all.
Now what?
Yeah. Like, and a lot of people in the maybe don't have financial security from where they came from originally in life. I grew up in a poor household, but very loving household. Like my parents, they would take the shirt off their back for their kids, and they would make sure they're fed first before anybody else. Very servicing people. They're very giving. But I didn't come with money at the same time. They had their own small business and they were working it and stuff like that. And when I was in middle school and high school, I was also working that small business with them. So it probably helped my service industry skills a lot more. My greater purpose was also like getting my family out of the situations where they're at. And not me selfishly. At first, at one point, it was like, you know what, I'm going to get that. And I did it when I was 19 years old, when I signed to be a professional baseball player. Like, I was like, oh, I got 6 figures in my bank account. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't got it. Oh yeah, I'm good. And then naturally you see like your family struggling or your friends struggling, and you're like, you can only give them so much finances at the end of the day, but giving them actually wisdom to be like, hey, like, I love you. I care for who you are. This has helped me. Help me help you figure it out. Right. Where do you need me to help? And because I was just such on a growth path that it became overwhelming to individuals, and especially my family members and stuff. Like, well, you're just saying is there something wrong with me? And it's like, no, it's not something wrong with you, but I've done the same thing. I've gone through the same challenges, and this has worked for me. And I would love to see it work for you. That's helped out my greater purpose overall. It's not about myself. It's about everything. It's about the people that you want to build with in your life overall.
You're an old soul.
Yeah.
You're not.
I'm like, wait, how old are you?
Yeah. 28.
28?
You're
You've lived this life before, my dear.
Right.
You definitely have, because I see your daughter as being an old soul. Yeah. I was definitely an old soul growing up. I was always told that. And there's just certain people that have that. And you definitely, I feel like you're wise beyond your years.
Appreciate that.
And that you have a lot of respect too. You don't have the ego, you don't have all that.
Yeah, you're putting the work in, you're putting the time in, and you're doing all the things now to feel the rewards later on.
My thought was, how do you clone him and make him all little ones underneath you that you could have a team?
Yeah, I know. It's like I had to be submerged when I was young. I was the 14-year-old playing with 15, 16-year-old baseball players.
You always had to play up.
When I was 19, I was playing with 25, 26, 27-year-olds. Real estate, I was 23 when I started. I had to talk to 40, 50, 60-year-olds that have been doing business for a very long time.
And get them to take you seriously.
Right.
Like,
and then clients are buying homes. They've maybe bought 3 or 4 homes and have only sold 5 or 10 homes the first year. And they're like, well, how am I supposed to trust this kid with buying a property when he doesn't even know what it even takes?
Yeah.
Data.
One of the most important investments of their life. And I'm going to entrust a 23-year-old to have that knowledge. And that can be very debilitating for you or for whoever, right?
or can make you try even harder.
Or make you try harder. Like you can embrace the failure. Those are some of the early failures. Like, okay, where did I go wrong? Where did I make a mistake on those 20, 30 leads that bought houses without me? How do I make myself better so I don't have to deal with that again?
Yeah. It's like getting out of the victim mentality.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can't have that.
That's the reality you live in. It's okay. It's fine. You'll figure it out. Like it's not that big of a deal.
You're doing a 100-day challenge to yourself on social media.
Yeah.
What brought this on and how's it been going for you? Like, what are you finding from that?
Yeah.
What is the 100-day challenge? Because I don't know what it is.
Oh, sorry.
I was like, and
I'll
also I need
reference
to
it.
follow you on social media now.
Yeah. It's called Higher Up Wellness. It's a guy that started just talking in front of his camera, unedited video of just learning how to frame your words to get the story across to what you're trying to accomplish or what you're going through and help other people, basically. So it's a leadership challenge, and he has around probably 800,000 followers. And his premise is 60 seconds, talks about it, unedited, and just talks about things that he's going through and what's helped him. I'm like, I could do that. Like, I have my own videography business and stuff like that, like to help other people. And it helps with my actual business itself for real estate. It's taking me out of my comfort zone more than anything else. It's made me perform on a daily basis on what am I going to talk about? Like now I have to learn about something, or maybe it's something I learned a week ago that still applies to this day that I'm going through right now. And a lot of it's just challenges that I'm going through that day and things that have pertained to me that now I can talk about, because I talk about the failure that I already am going through. And that has created more clarity with me teaching people. There's 3 steps to learning. It's learning the actual thing, it's applying it, and then it's teaching other people. And teaching other people is that last step that you have to do in order to realize what your failures actually are and what you're going through. Because if you could teach other people what you're doing, you'll have these epiphanies in this process. Like, oh, like I've been teaching myself this, I've been applying it this way, but it could pertain to me more if I just taught myself this direction, because now you're teaching other people this thing. So long story short, it's challenged me enough where I've had to get out of my comfort zone because I was getting comfortable for a second there. And it's now I have a daily mission to speak life into people.
What day are you on?
I'm day 39. Yeah, 39.
So you're a little over 33%. You're about 38% of the way there. So people can still follow for the next 62% of your way.
Yeah.
How do they find you?
Anthony_Churlin. That's on Instagram, Facebook. Need to get into the YouTube space. Haven't done it yet, but that's my next phase is YouTube, getting into that. At the end of the day, it's to create a culture and a community that can relate with things and give their feedback as well. And I've already seen with me doing this, it's motivated other people to do their own videos. And that's rewarding in itself, is watching people, talk about things and become more open to who they are and what they're overcoming.
I'm excited to see you 10 years from now, 5
Yes.
to 10 years from now, when I know I am about to go off into the sunset. I'm excited to see where you're at and be a supporter of you.
I appreciate that.
We've had that connection from the time we went into our leadership class, and it'll continue on. So I'm excited, and the future is bright for you.
I've always liked to use a mentor. So,
A lot of people look at me like an asshole, but-
I mean, I'm sure plenty of people are not fond of you because
Whatever.
of certain situations,
You know what? I don't
whatever. But at the end of the day, you are a leader, and that's always been something that I've always wanted to become myself. And when you see like true leaders lead other people, not for selfishness, but for other people, that is something you wanted to emulate, and you're one of those people. So.
Trying to make me blush.
Thank you.
I see a little.
A little bit. If you want to find Anthony and join him on the next 62% of left on his 100-day video, go to Anthony_Cherlin on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok.
Not TikTok, but it's fine.
He'll get on there.
Yeah, I was going to say, get on TikTok.
Or you can go find him at Remax Trend. Of course, we fully support Anthony and everything in the future, and we will continue to be a supporter of him for the rest of our career.
Yeah,
Anthony,
cool.
thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Come on back.
Appreciate it, Kim.
Thanks.